Hello everybody, that's now configuration time. This is gonna be our first configuration lab and I'm feeling really excited. We have 9 steps to accomplish and we'll simulate this topology in the Cisco Packet Tracer application. We are gonna go step by step, and in the first step our lab says that configure router host names. And first let's set this lab in the packet tracer, then configure the host names as shown in the figure. I'm switching to the packet tracer. I need to take 2 routers. But first I want to talk something about Cisco Packet Tracer. This is a simulation program that you can use to simulate your devices, Cisco devices. And you can make some configuration. You can do any topology that you want. Sometimes this tool may not be supporting some commands, but that's no problem. That's really supporting most of the commands in the CCNA exam. So let's take a look to my topology. I have I have 2 routers and I can choose the network devices from this tab. As you can see that we have network devices tab, and I want to remove the taskbar too. Sorry. Now let's put 2 routers in here. And we need to zoom that you can see better. We have 2 routers and we need to connect these routers with a cable. I'm taking the cable and connecting the routers from the Gigabit Ethernet 00 ports. Let's see that if I have something more for my topology. Oh no, it's okay. I connected my routers to each other. Now it's time to configure the host names. I'm gonna configure host name Madrid and I'm gonna configure host name Miami for the routers. I'm going back to Packet Tracer, and to configure a device I just click on the router and I'm using the CLI tab. Welcome to CLI, guys. As you can see that I'm in the command prompt of the router, and if Cisco routers are asking something like that when they first boot, continue with configuration dialog, yes or no. Please answer yes or no. If you choose yes in the step, you receive a configuration dialog and router asks you many questions. If you want to configure host name, would you like to configure IP address, would you like to use some routing protocols, etc. I don't really recommend that. We are gonna use manual configuration way, so I don't want to continue with the configuration dialog. I will never use this. Okay. I selected no, and it's time to make some configuration. As you'll remember from our sections, we are in the what mode? User mode. This is the user exec mode. If I want to make some configuration on the router, I need to switch to the config mode. But before I go to the config mode, I need to go to enable mode first. So I am typing enable. Alright. This sign switched to the pound sign, as you see, which means that I'm in enable mode for now. And let's use a question mark first. The question marks show the list of the commands that I can use in the privileged exec mode. As you can see that we have some commands that I can use in here. But what I need to do is to go to config mode. I need to type config terminal to get to the configuration mode. That's okay, everything is fine. But first, before configuring hostname, I want to show you which commands that I can use in the config mode too. So, question mark. As you can see that I can configure AAA, I can configure access lists, I can configure hostname, I can configure global IP configuration, key license, too much things that I can configure, as you can see. But what I'm gonna do is to configure the hostname that the lab wants me from. To configure the hostname, my command is hostname. That's it. Hostname. It was Madrid for this router. And that's it. Enter. As soon as I enter, as you can see, the hostname of the router switched to Madrid from router. Okay. Let's configure this router too. No, I will never want you. Enable again first. Now I need to switch to the config mode. Now it's time to configure Miami. Hostname, Miami, enter. And as you can see that name switched to Miami as soon as I pushed the enter. Alright, step 1 accomplished. Step 2, configure enable password for Madrid and enable secret password for Miami. And passwords are same. Network EL123. Okay, do we remember how to configure that? You will remember if you don't remember even now. Oops, sorry. I'm in Madrid and I'm gonna configure an enable password now. Please pay attention that I'm still in the config mode. If I want to go to the privileged exec mode, I need to use exit. But I need to configure in the configuration mode. So let's do it. The command is enable password to create an enable password on our router. Enable password, and let's see a question mark what's saying. We can define a level 2 also, but I'm not gonna do it. Oops, I'm sorry. My keyboard is making me crazy sometimes. I'm just gonna set the password now. Enable password network EL123. That's it. And I'm gonna configure an enable secret password on Miami. Enable password, not password. Okay, please keep in mind that when I try to configure enable password, I'm using enable password command. But if I want to configure enable secret, I'm using enable secret command. You can easily show that. You can easily see that using the question mark again. As you can see that after enable, we have two options that we can use. The password or the secret. Now we are going to use secret. And my password is the same. Network EL 123. Enter. Alright. We are going great. Step 2 accomplished. In step 3, we need to configure the telnet for both routers, and passwords will be remote 123 this time. Okay, let's go and do it. I want to configure the Madrid first. Oh my god, why always Miami? I want to go to Madrid. Okay, I'm in Madrid now. If you want to configure the telnet on a router, you first go to the under the virtual lines. Let's see that what I can use. Virtual lines are VTY, as you can see. Line VTY 04. I'm using login. And I need to set a password. My password is remote123 and then login. Okay. As you can see that iOS is giving me a warning first. Login disabled on 5 lines, as I told you in the sections, until password is set. And when I set the password, that's gonna be enabled, but it's okay that I type the login again too. Okay, let's go to the Miami now. I'm in Miami. Oh, it's not typing. Yes, it's okay. Line 04. Password remote123 again. Why didn't it type? Password remote123. Login. And that's it. We are going pretty cool, and we accomplished the third step too. Now it's time to check our configuration with show run command. Use show run command and check the configuration. I'm gonna check the configuration on Madrid. As you can see, I'm in the config line mode right now. That's a specific mode. If I want to run the show commands, I need to go to the privileged mode. I can go with typing exit and exit with 2 times, and I can go to the privileged exec mode, but I can also go to the privileged mode using and in the specific mode. As you can see that just type and you're in the privileged exec right now, and let's type the show run command that our lab wants us from. But I'm gonna show you something else right now. I typed show run, but if I want to make sure that, and if I want to see the complete form of the command, I need to press to tab. And I'm typing tab right now. I pushed the tab button, and as you can see that I have completed the command. The whole version of the command is show running config. Alright, and I just entered. As you can see that, I can see that I configured a host name in this router, which name is Madrid. I set an enable password network EL123, and these are the default configurations. And I configured a telnet. Please keep in mind that enable password is in plain text in Madrid router. And let's go to the Miami now. I am in Miami. In Miami, I will go to the privileged exec with double exit, 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 show, run, and whoo. The first thing I need to pay attention is I'm seeing something special in here. As you can see that enable secret password is not in plain text. It's hashed, as you see. So that's a secure method, as I told you before. Using enable secret password is a secure. As you can see that I also configured the host name and I also configured the telnet. And let's check that if my enable secret password is working or not. Enable secret password is being used when I try to switch from user mode to the privileged exec mode. I am in user mode now and type enable again. Enter. Yeah, it's asking me a password right now, as you can see that. I'm typing my password, network EL123, and yes, that's true. And I am in privileged exec mode right now. Alright, everything is going fine for me now. And our fifth step is saying me encrypt all passwords in show run output. How we can do it? To accomplish this, I need to go to the Madrid, which my password is not encrypted. I want to show you again with show run. As you can see that my enable password is in clear text, and if somebody gets my show running config, he or she can easily display my enable password, which is no good. Okay, so I need to encrypt this one too, and I have two options to accomplish this. First, I can use an enable secret password, But I have another method that you can remember from our sessions. And that's it. I need to go to the configuration mode and I need to type service. I'm using a question mark, and I want to show you that if you'll see something, and that's it. Encrypt system passwords. As you can see that the command is service password encryption. Enter. As soon as I type this, router encrypts the whole passwords in the show run. And let's see that. Exit and show run. Whoo! It was network EL123 just 1 minute before. And what is it right now? As you can see that it was encrypted. And I can't understand anything as I look at this. I can't understand that that's network EL123, man. Alright, pretty cool. We have done this too. Now, in the 6th step, choose proper IP addresses for Gig00 interfaces on both routers and configure them. And let's first choose proper IP addresses for the interfaces. As you can see that the network ID in here between Madrid and Miami routers are this one. My network ID is 1041.38.0/24, which means that I can use the address space from 1 to 254. Please keep in mind that I can't use the last IP address because this address is being used for the broadcast traffic. So I'm gonna configure the Gig00 interface of Madrid with, and here is gonna be that too. Okay, as I told you in here, I can choose whatever I want in this range. So I choose these ones and let's configure them. I'm gonna configure the Gig00 interfaces and let's go. I need to go to configuration mode and I need to go to the interface mode because I'm gonna configure an interface. Okay, pretty straightforward. Interface Gigabit Ethernet 00, enter, and I'm gonna configure my IP address. IP address .1, and my subnet mask is /24, which means 255.255.255.0, and I hit the enter. But what I need to tell you in here, please never forget to use a command when you configure an interface. In Cisco devices, interfaces are in shutdown mode defaultly. So you need to activate the interface using the no shutdown command. As soon as I enter it, as you can see that I see a log message in here. Interface gigabit Ethernet 00 change state to up. It was down before, defaultly as I told you, but as soon as I type no shutdown, it's up anymore. Alright, let's go to the Miami now. Where is that thing? I'm in Miami and making the same configuration in here. Interface gigabit 00 and IP address .2.255.255.255.0. Enter, and that's it. No man, that's not it, because you didn't type no shutdown. Okay, no shut. And as you can see that interface change state to up, and also the line protocol on the interface gigabit 00 change state to up, which means that Miami is saying that, oh my god, there's somebody on my gigabit Ethernet 00 port, and okay, I'm sure I'm seeing that guy right now. And as you can see that here was red before and it's green anymore. That means this link is operatable at the OC layer 1. Alright, pretty cool, huh? That's okay too. And what this guy wants me again from? This guy wants so much thing. Ping Miami's interface from Madrid. I will go to Madrid and I will issue a ping command to ping here. What was ping? If I want to check that if I have reachability to somewhere, I can use ping command. I'm testing that if I can send a packet to here and if the packet is coming back to me right now. Please keep in mind that verification commands work on the privileged exec mode like show commands. So I need to go to privileged exec again. And my command is just ping, nothing else, ping. Ping. Oh, no. It was 2. And I just hit enter. And yes, as you can see that I could ping. I didn't get a request timeout message and my ping was successful. Step 7 is okay. In the 8th step, it's saying us to use show run command and check the configuration for the last time, okay. And in the last step, it's saying us to save our configurations on both routers. Let's save the configuration first. I'm in Madrid. Remember that if I want to save the configuration, my command is write memory, which I use in the privileged exec mode again. Write memory, enter, is okay. And write memory, it's not okay because I'm not in privileged exec mode. Oh, I'm sorry. And write memory, that's it. I saved all of my configuration right now. Even if I reboot this device right now, my configuration will be with me. No problem right now, okay? Now it's time to take a look to the show run. We are in Miami and it should show run. In Miami we have enabled secret password, as you can see. And we have IP address attached to the interface gig00. And we have our telnet configuration, and my password is in plain text, and that's it. And look at the show run in here too. We have host name. We have encrypted password in here, even if I use enable password, because I used service password encryption command in here. We have IP address configured under gig00. And as you can see that because of I used service password encryption command, my telnet password was encrypted too. Because of I didn't use the service password encryption in Miami, it was in plain text, but in Madrid it was encrypted too. Alright, we accomplished all these steps. We made our first configuration, and that was a really great session. Thanks for viewing, and see you later in the next lab.